right. Welcome to the first ever. Well, I guess second because I just messed up the first take. But the first ever actual video posted of the Tebows Heart Brady's Hair Fantasy Football League. I started out by saying I asked some people if they would like a kind of a commentator for the league. And I had some people say yes, and I had some people say nothing. So silence is implied consent. Don't use that in court, but that's what I'm going with here. So maybe I'll keep with it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be terrible. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of the reason I'm doing this, I had a friend, my best friend that I started out playing fantasy football with. We played for like probably 8-9 years, and he would do these little videos, and I enjoyed them. He was a very witty, good personality type person, unlike myself, and he would always kind of talk crap, and it would also kind of get the league talking, and we had a lot of fun with it. So that's kind of what I'm doing this for, So kind of his history also with the league is that the first year that we actually had our own league together, he is in love with Tom Brady. I say is because he probably still is. And he's also in love with Tim Tebow. So that year he drafted both of them. Turned out he did go to the championship and lost to yours truly. But that year his team name was Tebow's Heart and Brady's Hair. So, hence the name of our league in his honor is Tebow's Heart, Brady's Hair. And I'm also kind of doing these videos in his honor because that's what he would have done. So, we'll go with that. All right, that being said, let's look at some fantasy football. So, we're going to start out and kind of talk about last week, see what happened just a little bit. So, last week, I beat Scott. That will forever be known as the Nick Chubb game. Feel terrible for Nick Chubb. That is the worst injury I've ever seen, and man, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. That was really rough stuff. Yeah, I did well. I could have done a lot better, but I did enough. In my opinion, if you get over 100 points in this league, most of the times you're going to win the game. Sometimes you won't, but I would say the bigger percentage you're going to win. So I scored 106. That's enough, to win most of your weeks. Scott scored 81 because of Nick Chubb. Alexander Madison also isn't doing anything either. Scott's team's rough right now because he lost Nick Chubb, and they also, Minnesota picked up Cam Akers, so he's kind of losing Alexander Madison's validity as well. It's going to be rough for him. Yep. All right, so the other game that happened last week, Aunt Sherry versus the TODD, the champion TODD, and outrageous. Stomped him okay. I mean, 13-point win. I'm sure she'll take that. Mahomes does what Mahomes does. Mike Evans did really well for her. They pretty well won the week along with the Cowboys defense. The Cowboys defense is crazy. I don't know how they're going to be now with Trayvon Diggs getting hurt, but they're amazing. And then Todd kind of had to put in a last-minute replacement for Cam Akers, so he sat out. He also sat Amari Cooper, which I think was a mistake. Yeah, he should have definitely played Amari Cooper. Live and learn, Todd. All right, the next one, Jeff versus Bill. Jeff is getting screwed. Let me start off by saying that Jeff has played the top two teams 2 weeks in a row, and he's paying for it. He got 116 points. 98% of the time, that's going to win you the week. Not that week. Bill went crazy, scored 134. Josh Allen, Kenneth Walker, Amon-Ra St. Brown did well. Keenan Allen did really well. The veteran that I can't believe is really still in the league. I thought he was going to retire a couple years ago. Hawkinson had a big game. Steelers D. Kudos to Bill for playing the Steelers D. There is no one else that thought the Steelers D would do that to Cleveland. That is crazy to score 27 points against Cleveland whenever the Steelers D has been getting trounced this year. That's Bill called it, I guess. Good for him. And then on the other side, Jeff was talking all week about how he's going to play the Jets D because he hates Dallas, and the Jets D is going to absolutely stomp Dallas. They're going to pick off Dak Prescott 5 times, fumble, this and that. And turns out the Jets defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. So that's how it worked out for Jeff. Barkley had a good game. Lamar Jackson, A.J. Dillon kind of screwed him. Dallas Goedert, another terrible game. DeAndre Swift had a good game. Good for him. But anybody else Jeff played that week, he would have won. The entire league. Jeff got the second highest points in the league, and he lost. So, thanks for Jeff. All right, moving on. Gina versus Dwayne. Dwayne played Mac Jones, and he got trounced. I would never. That's one of those things you don't do. You don't play Mac Jones. He's not a good idea. And then he has 4 or 5 other Chiefs in his lineup that week. Not a good idea. There's not enough points to go around on one team. That's never a good plan, and it almost never works. So, you got to get Mac Jones out of there, Dwayne, this week. I would definitely pick up some. Oh, you got Jared Goff. I'd play Jared Goff. He's not a bad idea. Raheem Mostert, get him in there. Kyron Williams. Get Scantling out of there. Kadarius Toney out of there. Pacheco, maybe. And then Gina, she beat him by almost 50 points. Tua had a good game. No, he didn't have a great game. He did okay, but it wasn't great. Tony Pollard had a good game. Henry had a good game. Samuel had a good game. Nakua had a good game. Yeah. Rashad White, 16 points. I didn't even know that happened. That's kind of wild. I can't believe Rashad White did that. But, hey, Gina's 2-0. Good for her. All right, moving on. So the last game last week was Cowgirls Pride. I do have a note here somewhere for Josh said he wanted to be referred to as, it's kind of blurry, the chump, I think is what it said. The chump. I don't know. That's what it says. That's what it says. So, the chump versus Kirk last week. Kirk won by about 7 points. Not probably a close game. Close game. Tyler Algier didn't turn out to be the answer, unfortunately. I thought he was going to do okay. Stephon Diggs, not a great game for Josh. Pat Freiermuth, not a great game. I don't know what to tell you, Josh. Maybe Dak Prescott this week. Jordan Addison. I don't know. Just thanks that Jonathan Taylor's out for you. That's a rough way to go there. Jalen Hurts for Kirk had a really good week, like always. Robinson, Bijan did well. Mixon did okay, which is kind of surprising. I think Mixon's career is pretty much done, but somehow he's limping it into this year. Jamar Chase had a rough game because Joe Burrow's terrible. I can attest to that for my team. Kyle Pitts, another rough game. But Kirk pulled it off. All right, let's talk about the week coming up, week 3. So, we have starting off, we have me, Menage a Trois, versus Bill. You're my team. So I've already started out with 17 points for McCaffrey. Should have got more, but didn't work out. He dropped a touchdown. They were too far ahead to keep going. So it is what it is. I'll take 18 points. He beat his projection. But I did have to start Geno Smith this week because Joe Burrow is not what he should be. Hopefully Geno Smith and DK Metcalf hook up. We'll see. And I think Bill has a very solid lineup this week. And I think Josh Allen does well. I think Kenneth Walker has a big game against Carolina. Jahmyr Gibbs and Brown are probably going to go off against Atlanta. Keenan Allen, Minnesota's defense cannot stop anything. Keenan Allen's going to have good. I think Bill's going to beat me. That's my call. I will be 2-1 after this week, and Bill would have his first win ever against me, I believe. So, good for him. I say that's what's going to happen there. All right, moving on. We have Scott versus Aunt Sherry. So, Scott, you gotta get a replacement for Trevor Lawrence, number one. Trevor Lawrence is the weak spot there besides Madison. But I don't know really what you can do. You're in a bad state. I mean, poor Scott has lost. He's lost Kenneth Gainwell. He has lost Austin Eckler. He has lost Alexander Madison now. He has lost Nick Chubb. That's rough. He's having a rough year. He's not a whole lot he can do at this point. And here's the crazy part, okay? So last year, my Aunt Sherry had Patrick Mahomes on her team. She drafted Josh Jacobs. She picked up, I believe, Travis Etienne off the waiver wire last year. She had Waddle. She had Mike Evans. And she drafted this year almost the exact same team. And they are pretty well doing exactly what they did last year and dominating. So, good for her. What else to say about that? I think that she rolls this week. Scott's team is in shambles. Sorry, Scott. Gonna be rough, man. All right. So, we have Gina versus the TODD. Let's see. So, Gina has Tua. She has Tony Pollard, Derrick Henry. Debo already went for 20 points. George Kittle went for 9. That's about the best you're going to get out of a tight end. Yeah, Gina's lineup looks good. Looks good. I don't see any issues with it. Todd, you got to get something in there for McKinnon. Khalil Herbert's not the answer there either. Let's see what you got, Todd. You got to get Amari Cooper in there, man. Got to get Amari Cooper in there. Cam Akers, I don't know about this week, but maybe next week. I'm going to give that game to Gina. She's about to be 3-0. Both girls are going to be 3-0. It's just, it's going to happen. All right. So then we have Jeff, the guy who's getting crapped on this year. He is the new Bill. Bill got crapped on all last year. He's scoring like crazy and not winning. Versus Kirk. And Kirk with Jalen Hurts, Bijan Robinson, Joe Mixon's really Kyle Pitts, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know how Kirk is necessarily doing this. He's winning, but I do not really care for a lot of. Jalen Hurts is good. Bijan Robinson is great. Jamar Chase should be great. Garrett Wilson is going to hurt because of Zach taking over there. But I don't care for Brian Robinson Jr. I don't like Joe Mixon. I don't like Kyle Pitts' offense he's in. But then on the other side, we got Lamar Jackson. I don't think DeAndre Swift is going to have the game that he had last year. Last week. They fed him the ball like crazy. I don't think that's going to happen this week. There's just too many running backs there. I think they were just trying to pacify DeAndre Swift this week because he's a little baby. Justin Jefferson is a beast, of course. Olave for Jeff. Yeah. Jalen Warren, listen, the only viable player from the Pittsburgh team is the Pittsburgh defense at this point. I don't think anybody should be playing a Pittsburgh player. They are going against Las Vegas, but still, I would not do that. So, that being said, I think Jeff keeps getting crapped on, and he's going to be 0-3 after this week, unfortunately. Yeah, he's having the exact same season Bill had last year. All right, so we have what my notes here again. Yeah, the Chump versus Dwayne. It's weird that Josh requested to be referenced as that, but that's in my notes here. So we got, Dwayne, I will give it to you. You have picked up and plugged in some decent replacements this week. That looks your lineup is looking better. I will give you that. Unfortunately, Marquise Brown's playing Dallas. He's not going to get anything. But Nico Collins isn't bad. I don't know about Tutu Atwell. We'll see. But Jared Goff, I like that. Mostert, Williams. You're getting smarter. You're not playing entirely Chiefs. The only viable Chiefs for fantasy: Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Harrison Butker. Those are the only viable Chiefs that should be in a lineup, unless you have no other choices. So, put that in the bank, seal it up, turn the key, keep it. You're welcome. All right. Dak Prescott for the Chump. Stevenson, Zach Moss. I don't like Zach Moss. Josh, don't care for it. Freiermuth has done nothing as far as I know. Pickens, I do like Pickens. I just don't think he has a quarterback. Yeah. You got screwed from the beginning, Josh. Jonathan Taylor being out is crazy. James Conner's playing Dallas this week. You got some tough matchups there. I'm going to do it. Dwayne, I say congratulations on your first win this week, man. I say he beats Josh. I'm calling it. All right. So, now my little spot here is over. So now it is going to be a little segment that I'm going to do at the end of every week. I'm not sure what it's going to be called yet, but this week I'm calling it the kid who loves YouTube that knows nothing about football but wants to get his face in the video is going to make some picks, and these are Jude's picks.
I think that Manija G3 is going to be Hear My Team. I think that Outrageous is going to beat Too Many Cooks. I think that the Detonator is going to beat Iroquois Resort Queen Fant. I think that Just In Case is going to beat Arashi Cage Clan. And I think the Tomahawk is going to beat the Cowgirls Pride.
All right. That's been Jude's picks, brought to you by Minecraft, I guess. I don't know. We'll see if this continues or not. We'll see the reaction. Hopefully this spurs a little trash talk. We have some fun with it. We'll see you next week. Good luck.